have to take care of is a public hearing tonight. It's kind of hard to have a public hearing when we're virtual and remote, but we're discussing the annexation of Resolution 43, which is the Hampstead Volunteer Fire Engine and Hose Company number 1, 0.437 acres located along the southerly side of Upper Beckleysville Road, approximately 275 feet easterly of Main Street. It's basically the back of the Hampstead Volunteer Fire Company's property. They're annexing that into town because they're in a redevelopment mode of redoing their building and moving it and the carnival grounds and totally redoing the property, but staying on Main Street, which is a positive. It's kind of hard to have a public hearing. We do have several people from the fire department tonight, Cole Brown, Jim Dwyer, President Ken Ruby, and their engineer Brian Wagner. I don't think they have any public comment related to the changing or the annexation of the site. I know Ken wanted to speak during the regular council meeting, but and I think we did ask for public comment beforehand and we didn't receive any. So with that, we'll just move on to the regular agenda of the town council. And obviously tonight's meeting is being broadcast live on Comcast 23 and will be live streamed under carrollmediacenter.org and on facebook.com/Carroll Media Center as well.
Am I the only one who can't hear
as far as everybody, I'm sorry. I missed that. But as far as people who are in attendance tonight for the meeting, all the councils here, Deb Painter, Marlene Duff, Wayne Thomas, Joe Renahan, and Wayne Thomas, either by video or on the phone. Tammy Ledley's here by video as well. I believe Chief Snyder's here somewhere on a phone. And I mentioned the people who are joining us from the fire department and their engineer as well. I don't think I missed anybody. So it's good to see everybody here in December. So typically a pledge, but we don't have a flag and we're meeting remotely. So we'll just go right into the minute approvals for the council meeting of 11:10, the public hearing of 11:10, and the executive closed session of 11:10. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, so you guys have to identify yourself when you, I think that was, who made the motion to approve?
Dave.
Dave made the motion to approve. Who's the second?
Marlene seconds.
Thank you, Marlene. All those in favor, just give a thumbs up. All right. Well, for the two on, that's perfectly if we had all five on video. So Dave, Wayne, and Joe, are you good as well?
My thumb is up.
Thank you. So we're gonna have to go back to ayes. All right, Tammy, you're up with the town manager's report and the Main Street revitalization update.
Okay, can you hear me?
That's fine.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I was having trouble with my computer, so I just wanted to make sure. With our downtown revitalization project, we're still having our virtual partnering meetings held monthly. However, next month may be our last meeting, probably December or January, because we are coming to the end of the project. CJ Miller has almost completed their portion of our project. They have submitted a request to State Highway for approval of substantial completion, which will stop the count of project construction days. Before this request may be approved, all line item work will have to be finished. So outstanding items include flushing the new stormwater system and removing the old traffic signal pole foundations at Gill Avenue and Northwoods Trail. Verizon is responsible for raising the lights or the lines that are hanging below the top of the newly installed lamp post, but that work has yet to be scheduled. All the cluster boxes north of 482 have been installed except for the one in front of 1410 North Main Street. So we have mail delivery has been transferred to the new cluster boxes and the single mailboxes will be removed soon. After all the boxes north of 42 are installed, the post office will install one cluster box per month as their budget allows in the area between Shiloh Road and Route 482 on the southbound lane. After substantial completion has been approved by State Highway, a final walkthrough inspection will be conducted that will include town staff. Crews may remain on Main Street afterwards to address items discussed during the inspection. Santa will be returning from the North Pole before Christmas. The Hampstead Merchants Association will be hosting Santa on Friday, December 18th and Saturday, December 19th at War Memorial Park from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Santa will stand in front of War Memorial Park to wave to children and families driving by on Main Street. Parents will also be able to walk up and have their children's picture taken in front of Santa. Details will be posted on the Hampstead Merchants Association and town Facebook page. There's additional news about the HMA to share. To further strengthen the partnership between the HMA and the town, HMA recently reached out to Jim Rourke to inquire if he would like to serve on their board as a representative of the town. The mayor and I both agreed that having a staff member on the board would be beneficial to both the town and the HMA. Jim has developed a strong relationship with our town businesses since he joined the town staff and will be a great asset to the HMA board. So way to go, Jim. So for commercial and residential projects, our commercial and residential projects continue to move forward. Deb will give more details in her report. And we're still working on new business prospects and many different ones that are being explored. Carroll County Commissioners authorized another release of the Carroll County Restaurant Relief Fund funding with a deadline date of noon today for application submission. This program will allow for reimbursement of eligible working capital expenses like rent, mortgage, and utility bills, in addition to the other expenses that were included before. Our local restaurants have been sent this information via email and we're encouraged to apply. Many of our town restaurants and businesses have applied for and received funding from the different programs made available during this pandemic. Unfortunately, even with these funding programs, we are seeing more
Tammy, you're
restaurants
freezing up.
closing. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
just, I guess, slow down a little bit. I don't know if that'll help or not.
Hello?
Okay. I am in town hall. That probably has something to do with it too. Unfortunately,
What?
even with these funding programs, we are seeing more restaurants closing. Michael's Steak and Lobster House in the Robertsville Shopping Center and the Hampstead location of Five Guys have closed their doors. But there's been other activities in town. Our North Carroll Business Park has been full of activity this year. Ridge Engineering is in the concept phase of their expansion. The county will soon begin the construction of their new sewer pump station, and the county is in the permit phase of acquiring grading only permits for 2 additional parcels in the park. As the town zoning as the town zoning administrators reviewed the restricted industrial section of the town code to determine what type of businesses are permitted in this zoning district, we found some inconsistencies, some duplications, some outdated industries, and some newer types of businesses that were not included. We also updated the accessory uses to include uses that modern day businesses normally have included in their facility. Then town staff met with the town attorney to discuss these revisions. We believe that this amendment, as presented to council, will set better parameters for what is envisioned for our restricted industrial districts, which is what North Carroll Business Park is zoned and other districts in town. Town staff are preparing for the implementation of our new payroll system through ADP. Cheryl's been gathering data for the conversion that's planned to occur the first week of January after the end of the calendar year. Once implemented, the processing of our payroll will be outsourced to ADP. Supervisors will continue to approve staff timesheets, and the finance department will continue to oversee the streamlined process. Our next project will be implementing a new financial software. This project will take months to prepare for the conversion. The new system should be operational on July 1st of 2021. We have a new candy cane lane decorating contest in town. We recently announced our first candy cane lane on Main decorating contest within our Main Street revitalization area. Contest information is located on the town's Facebook page. All decorations should be up by Tuesday, December 15th, so our elves can photograph your home or business. Once we have photographed all participants, we will create a contest page on Facebook. We'll be asking for your assistance in finding the best decorated homes and businesses. There will be a first and second prize winner in both residential and business categories. If anyone's interested in participating, please give us a call at Town Hall for your very own Candy Cane Lane sign. That is it.
Thanks, Tammy. Any questions for Tammy? You're breaking up a little bit, Tammy, but you got through that all right. Thank you. Oversight responsibilities. First up, Deb Painter, Planning and Zoning.
Okay, Hampstead Planning and Zoning Commission met on Wednesday, November the 18th. And the first thing we talked about was we reviewed the adequate facility study for the Hampstead Fire Department and discussed rezoning to local business. Approved a sign for Millender and Eilers Motor Pool at 844 South Main Street. Approval of a concept plan for Ridge Engineering, their expansion at 3987 Hampstead, Mexico Road, which was contingent on the concept of the stormwater approval from the county. We approved the preliminary plan of Hampstead Overlook and discussed the 2020 Hampstead Community Comprehensive Plan, Chapter 11, which was very interesting because it included some of the historic details of Hampstead. And I believe that was it for last month.
Okay, thanks, Deb. We'll go on to, I'm just going to cross the top of my screen. So Joe, you're up next.
Nothing for parks.
Okay. Then Dave, on to you.
Okay, November 2020 average water usage was 326,000 gallons per day. December 2020 average water usage so far was 314,000 gallons per day. Rainfall total November 2020 was 3 inches, and rainfall total so far for December 2020 is 0.5.
All right, Dave, thanks. Wayne? Wayne, you're muted.
We lost them.
I don't know. We'll go on to Marlene.
Okay, just 2 items regarding the farmer's market. Keith has reported that he has replaced himself and his wife Lois as customer representatives on the advisory team. So he has 2 new members, so the advisory team is now at full strength. Also, he is investigating new venues for the 2021 market season, and he stated that Tammy has been very helpful in working to identify new venues. So he appreciated her help. And as soon as something concrete comes up, he will let us know. That's it.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that. Wayne, are you capable now? Are you good? Not hearing anything. Anybody else? Okay, we'll go on. On to the Dave Snyder, our chief, on to you with the police report.
Good evening, everybody.
There's the picture.
For the month of November, we investigated 8 traffic accidents. 3 were reportable, 5 were minor, property damage only. We displayed the speed signs at 6 different locations for a total of 42 days worth of display. Traffic enforcement, we conducted 40 selected enforcements based upon citizen complaints. Over a 20-hour period during that activity, 41 citations and warnings were issued for various violations. Overall traffic enforcement included 51 citations and 93 warnings. We conducted 687 property checks. We investigated 4 thefts, 4 assaults of the 2nd degree. We took into custody 1 juvenile for a DUI, 1 juvenile for possession of alcohol under 21, 1 juvenile for a CDS violation of paraphernalia, 1 adult for a 2nd degree assault, and 1 adult for possession of CDS. I'll come back to community policing in a second. Training, we conducted 44 and a half hours of training. Topics included cell phone photography, leadership, foundations of leadership, the emergency vehicle operations course, as well as training on the Maryland Public Information Act. Community policing, we attended the Roberts Fields HOA meeting. We participated in the tree lighting ceremony. And we had our Shop with the Cops, sort of the COVID version this year, obviously. This past Saturday, we'd like to extend our thanks to Councilman Unglesby and his wife Danielle for all their help. Special thanks to Councilman Unglesby for using his connections to arrange for Santa Claus to participate again this year. It was very interesting riding through town. There's quite a reaction you get when people see Santa Claus in a marked police car. It's kind of priceless when you see the kids waving and the jaws dropping. We had a good time, and thanks for everybody that helped out. And that's our police report.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. So, so we have President Ken Ruby from the Hampstead Volunteer Fire Company. He wanted to give a little bit of an update, and several of his team is also with us. So, gentlemen.
On behalf of the Hampstead Fire Company, we'd like to wish everybody happy and safe holidays. Remember your COVID, social distance, and wear your mask. We will start our Santa details next Tuesday night. The routes are listed on the website, and it's been all over Facebook. So look on there for a detailed of when your street's going to be hit. And as of next Monday night, we'll have a new president of the fire company, be James Dwyer. A lot of people on here already know him. He was president years ago, and I only hope that the town works well with him as much as they did with me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ken, and welcome back, Jim.
Thank you.
All right. On my report, I have to read something here, but because of our closed session last month, after scheduling and posting a notice of a closed meeting of the Hampstead Town Council, the meeting was held on November 10th at 7 o'clock at Town Hall. Presiding at the meeting was myself. Present during the meeting were council members Joe Renahan, Deborah Painter, Marlene Duff, Wayne Thomas, and Dave Unglesby. Town manager Tammy Ledley was also in attendance. Pursuant to the general provisions of the Annotated Code of Maryland, Section -3-305B, in order to discuss a preliminary matter that concerns a proposal for a business or industrial organization to locate, expand, or remain in the state, a motion to go into closed session was made by Councilmember Thomas and seconded by Councilmember Unglesby. To discuss the matter was then discussed. The closed session was adjourned with a motion by Councilmember Thomas and a second by Deb Painter, and the meeting was reopened. The open meeting was adjourned without a motion. So there's been, as Tammy indicated in her staff report, there's been a lot of discussion about new businesses locating in Hampstead and various real estate transactions that are taking place. I guess the biggest one of note here recently was the contract approval by the commissioners unanimously to Chesapeake Real Estate for the former North Carroll High School property. We're very pleased with this purchaser. I think, I know them pretty well. I've done business with them in the past. One of the partners lives in Hampstead and knows the history and importance of the school to the community. I think Chesapeake has an accomplished track record, and I've seen firsthand, as I mentioned, their successes, and I think they have a realistic plan for an alternative use for the buildings and the fields as a regional sports complex. They're also planning to keep the gym, use the auditorium, and the sheriff's office will also stay in the building. That was part of the contract. I believe it's for 10 years as part of the deal. They are open to how the former classroom space is used as well. And we're going to be very supportive in any viable repurposing of that space that's complementary in its use. So there's still a number of moving parts to this. They're only the contract purchaser at this point. They have to get some approvals done through the county, which we hope to have done, or they hope to have done by late spring, and maybe you'll see dirt moving on the redo of the fields. There'll be at least one turf field to start immediately, but you'll see dirt moving pretty soon right thereafter. Also have to thank Dick Weaver, Commissioner Weaver, a lot, because ever since that school closed, we all, he spent his career there in teaching, and he's been such an advocate for the repurposing of that school and finding a viable purchaser and user for the site. And I think his just basically understanding of what needed to happen and how much he was persistent and patient in pushing the process through made all the difference in the world. So there's a lot more to follow on this. I'm sure that the group that has purchased the site will, be reaching out to the community, and they've already started that process. And like I said, one of the partners actually lives right here in town. So it's all of them, I think, a positive for that school and for that site for the long term. So other than that, we don't, into business, the other unfinished business, we don't have any.
Chris,
To the new business side. Yeah,
Chris, I'm finally back on. Can I get my oversight?
sure. Thanks, Wayne.
Sorry, man. Hampstead Train Station Committee's pretty much shut down for the winter. The Tree Commission finally was able to get their Arbor Day planting done on 11/14. We planted 5 willow trees on Willow Street, thanks to Councilman Unglesby and all the people that came out to help get the trees in the ground. That's it.
Okay, appreciate that. So on to the new business piece of the agenda. The first thing we have to do is move some money around. Thank you for putting that up in the background, Jim. Because we're taking down the old water tank that's up by the fire department. It's 100,000 gallons of storage, but it's no longer needed. And the cost to replace or to rehab that facility is far in excess of what it could give us as far as a quantity of water. And we've got plenty of storage between the North Carroll Panther site and the Walmart site. So first we need to make Jim, you still need to leave that up. First, we need to make a motion or an approval to amend the capital budget to transfer money from the reserve to the water capital outlay for the tower improvements for the water storage tank removal. And that number is $4,808. And Tammy, we need I need a motion first and then a second.
I move.
Make a motion to amend. That's
So
Joe.
that was Wayne moving. I think Joe was second. Any discussion? So we need, Tammy, we need a roll call because it's a budget amendment.
Okay. Councilman Thomas,
Yes.
Councilwoman Duff,
Yes.
Councilman Renahan,
Yes.
Councilman Unglesby,
Yes.
and Councilwoman Painter.
Yes.
Thank you. So the budget's been amended, so now we can approve the contract to award the water storage tank removal. There was only one bid received from Eisler Demolition. And apparently, according to our water consultant, Kevin, I don't know if you want to weigh in here briefly, but these guys are very well qualified to do the work. Do you have anything you want to add there?
Yeah, so Doug said that they are, they're like the top of their industry, that we're in really good hands. He also expressed that it's not uncommon with these water tower demolitions that you don't get a lot of bids. There's just not a lot of people out there that do that kind of work.
Right. And I heard this company's out of Michigan. So, but at any rate, I need a motion to approve the contract in the amount of $63,917 to Eisler Demolition.
Make a motion to accept it to the demolition. Dave.
That was Dave
Second. Deb Painter, second.
and Deb. Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll assume that was unanimous. Thank you. Jim, you want to put that agenda back up? So I don't think there's any other new business. And then we have ordinances and resolutions, which we will have online if you really want to read through everything that we've got going on tonight. So the first one is an introduction and adoption of resolution 2020-02, which is a resolution concerning a general obligation bond for approval and replacement of water mains and service lines on specific streets. This will get rid of the that is out there. And I think last month I mentioned that the reason we're doing this now and getting everything wrapped up and buttoned up with the new bond amount was because rates are so advantageous right now. It makes sense for us to do this. Plus, the old pipe's not serving us well anywhere within the water system. So I'll take a motion for the introduction.
Move to introduce, Marlene.
Second,
Thank
Dave.
you.
Losing them.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Say
Aye.
I
Aye.
can't hear anything.
Aye.
All right. And then the second piece, thank you. Perfect, thanks. I don't know if it's a delay or what. I think it's mine.
Freezing up.
It's
The
definitely
connection
you.
here at home is
Freezing
not
up.
as good as town hall. Yeah, thanks. And then adoption of annexation resolution 43, which is the Hampstead Volunteer Fire Engine and Hose Company number.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Second, Dave.
Carroll.
Losing Chris. Losing Chris there.
We have a motion
I-
and a second. Any further discussion?
Thank you, Wayne.
I couldn't hear that. So Wayne, for the adoption of annexation resolution 43, who was the first and who was the second?
Wayne was first.
And who was the second?
Second, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. No, I
Thanks.
missed the first, Mayor, I missed the first, for resolution 2020-02. Did you make a motion to introduce and adopt, or was there one motion for introduction and one motion for adoption?
I
I
tried
think I
to,
just said
freezing.
introduce.
yeah, I tried to break in and say, were you introducing and adopting or just introducing and then going to do adoption?
It should be introducing and adoption as was written on the agenda, but apparently I'm
okay.
breaking up pretty
You were,
pretty good,
I just wanted to verify.
and I apologize. Okay, so we have a motion in a second, and then and we've adopted the annexation resolution for the Hampstead Volunteer Fire Company. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. That came through loud and clear. And then last but not least, we have the introduction of ordinance 538, which I believe Tammy talked about in her as a byproduct in her staff meeting related to how we had to update uses allowed within our restricted industrial district. So this is an introduction of ordinance 538. We'll come back with a public hearing next month and a final adoption in February, I believe, or in January after the public hearing. So an
Make a
introduction of
motion.
ordinance 538.
Make a motion to introduce, Joe.
Thank you.
Second, Deb Painter.
Thank you. Any discussion into the introduction?
You can't change anything in the introduction. There's a couple things in there I have some questions about. I'll send out an email later.
Okay. Thank you. So all those in favor of the introduction?
Aye.
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 Good. So as far as public comments go, we had an advance email to, we asked for comments from the website on Facebook. We didn't get any. So there won't be any public comments. Jim or Cole, do you guys have anything you want to add?
I'd like to thank you for the cooperation. I know Cole probably has something to say as well. We will be continuing to educate both the town and our community as to the progress that we're making, the plans. It's quite exciting, and we're going to be looking to continue to partner with the town as we go forward on this. I think it's a good move for the town. We're going to end up with a really nice social hall and a beautiful operations center.
Yeah, I
Thank you very
appreciate
much
all
for
your
those
work.
comments. And okay, Cole.
I was just saying, I appreciate all the work that's the town's been doing and working with us and everything else. And, we still have the planning and zoning to work with this coming month, which is on the 16th. So we'll be there.
Thank you. So yeah, we really look forward to seeing what that finished product looks like, and the fact that you guys are staying on Main Street was, I think, a really good move. So it's Main Street's looking great. A new fire hall on Main Street's going to make it look even better, and the amount of activity that'll help bring the Main Street is also positive. So with that, that's finishes up the meeting. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I apologize for my connection being a little slow at times, but like I said, I'm quarantining from home for a couple more days, and hopefully everybody stays safe and has a very healthy and happy New Year. And 21 is going to be a lot brighter and more fun-filled than 20 has been. So we're starting with a very, very low base. So and hopefully as 21 moves on, we see a lot more positive things going on. So again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Joe.
And I think Marlene seconded it. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thanks, everybody. Hang in there, and hopefully we'll see you in person in January in Town Hall. And again, for those people on Channel 23, I have no idea what the production quality of this video was, but again, apologize for the breakups here and there. But again, Merry Christmas to all, and thank you.
Merry Christmas.